Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda. Madhurya Kamdambini by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Beautiful book. I like this book a lot. The mercy of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an uncontrollable cloud bank of exquisitely sweet nectar, whose sudden appearance fully rejuvenates the grains of the ninefold bhakti in the field of the heart, extinguishes the burning summer heat of lust, and bestows rapture to the universal river of living beings. The universal river of living beings, that's us. We're like a river, flowing down the Maya. See, the Maya is flowing down into the modes of nature. See, either downward, like a river, either goes down this way or that way, it goes to hell. They're going to hell, good and bad. See, all of the river flowing, going down to the darker regions, some going to the lighter regions of heavens. See, heavens, some to the earth. It's like a river with these three little things. See? And so Lord Caitanya bestows rapture. See, rapture is the Lord, God, his transcendental potency. That now we swim in another direction. See, we swim back to the spirit. See, in rapture. He came to give us rapture. People forgot, it's time to revitalize, to revive what Lord Caitanya came here to do, to bestow rapture. I mean, this is my personal experience. I've been enraptured for years. It doesn't go away. I don't want it to go away. Well, it's a wonderful lifestyle. It grows, this tree of rapture, and being raptured, being in love with God. We think it's just a word. People say love of God, love of God, love of God. No. what does it look like to be in love with God? That's what's demonstrated here. How do people act when they're in love with God? What do they say when they're in love with God? How do they feel when they're in love with God? See, this is all demonstration. This is all action. See, love of God in action. See? What is the difference between this kind of love for God that you can't see, that you can't hear with mundane ears, with mundane eyes? What does it look like in this world? See? That's what people see here or don't see. They come here and don't see it. Yeah, you see how many people come here? Oh, you don't see what's plainly obvious, do you? Oh, I guess not for your eyes, huh? Yes, I'm going back to the gurus, man. I'm going back to Prabhupada and Vaidhi Bhakti. Oh, you don't see love of God in action. Okay. Maybe if I make a few more comments, they'll see, right? You know, I just keep making comments. Maybe they'll just start waking up automatically, you know. This stuff is so true, so real. You know, they say, you know, Jesus said, truth will set you free, man. You just keep speaking the truth, man. Love of God in action. What does it look like? Well, come here. How does a devotee feel when they're loving God? Oh, come here. See what it looks like to cry deeply for the Lord or to laugh in ecstasy of this communion with God. See what it looks like. I'll tell you, it's a rare sight. You won't see it amongst the Vaishnavas. They don't even like it, as far as I can see. I was chastised a few times. Yeah. Yeah. Far, I love this, extinguishes the burning summer heat of lust and bestows rapture to the universal river of living beings. See, this is all that's required, is to find the real disciplic line with the devotee like this, preaching this. See, Lord Caitanya bestows rapture upon. Well, where is it? Where is devotional service in rapture? See? Well, it's where the devotees understand this truth about Lord Caitanya and where they're ordered to preach it. You think Lord Caitanya stopped giving prema bhakti and love of God like he did 550 years? The only reason why it stopped is the order hasn't been given or the person hasn't been qualified by the Lord and the parampara to give it, distribute it, because it's already here, waiting for an appearance, which is here in our Sangha. It's like saying, you know, Vaishnavas, and actually many Christians that don't have the awakening of the Holy Spirit, they think like this. They think, oh yeah, that was for the Pentecost, you know, where the Spirit came down and they started to worship God in ecstasy. Oh, that was for then, not now. See, because they don't have it. Oh, and what they have, that's not the real thing. You notice it's the same Maya. The Vaishnavas do the same thing. Oh yeah, that love of Krishna, that prema, that was only for then. You know, 550 years ago. Now it's dried up. It's not like that anymore. Now we have rules, regulations, and we have regulative devotional service. We have ceremonies, and this is the way it is, and this is the way it's going to be. Oh, over there in with Gaur Hari and his friends over there. Oh, that's not real. See, no. That's yeah, like they say in the Christians, for those who worship with the Holy Spirit, they say, oh, that's a Kundalini experience. Oh, that's something false God. And they say the same. Oh, that's the false God here. The Vaishnavas say it's the same Maya. Okay? So if you want to get through this, don't believe them. Why? Because this is more strong. This is more intelligent. This is more logical. There's more happiness here. Look at the devotees' faces here that really are getting this. Their sadness is going. They're having a good morning every day. And and I'm here to teach you to have a good morning. Yes, it's just like the demons have taught you. They cast a spell on the world to say good morning to everybody because you're just the walking dead and you're just at your own wake. Good morning. Yes, yes. Well, I'm mourning tonight. I'm in mourning. And you never get out of the morning. You hear I say good morning. Yeah, have a good morning. When you're sad here because your false ego is dying, have a good morning, man. More, yeah, because you're very close to being free of this false ego forever. Have a good morning, man. More and more. Just pray for more. If there's any sadness, pray for more good mornings until it's out forever. Because I don't have a bad morning anymore. I don't have any good mornings. I guess there's not any in there anymore. So I just have a transcendental rising of Krishna every day, multiple times. It's like multiple orgasms, multiple times of Krishna rising in the heart. Ooh, I'm sorry. I washed my mouth out with soap. Sorry about that. Please forgive me. I mean, come on. Everybody loves the idea of a multiple orgasm. Come on. I know I shouldn't say this, but it's true. Everybody, don't ask me anybody. Oh, I wouldn't like to have a multiple orgasm. How about with God? How about multiple transcendental? It's in the heart, no seminal release. None of that stuff. No, 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 no. This is no tantric thing. No, no sahaja stuff here. Only from the heart, a multiple orgasmic, transcendental orgasm. Ecstatic, rapture, that kind of stuff, man. Ooh, Krishna, that kind of stuff. No, we don't do this rasabas stuff, mundane mellows and all that stuff. So don't misunderstand. I only use these things because the acharyas used to. I mean, way back when, they talk about the breasts of the gopis. They talk about lust. See, lust of the gopis. Well, what are you going to use for their ecstasy? Orgasmic, but it's transcendental. It's wonderful. When one experiences that, then one doesn't have to understand that's wrong. Yes, exactly. Let's turn out. Well, we know how to capture people's attention. What did he say? Did he say that? Yeah. Okay, let's what else. From far off, may those clouds of the Lord's mercy give satisfaction. From far off, may those clouds of the Lord's mercy give satisfaction and pleasure even to this worthless soul, a dried up tree in the desert. And that's everybody. We're all dried up. And we're devotees who they swell with the mercy of the Lord. They're always praying for that. It's like a flower sometimes closes and the flower is praying for the sun to come out, like the lotus closes, I think, in the night, and then it opens when the sun comes up. See, that's Krishna. The devotees sometimes close up a little bit, and then they feel sort of separation from the sun. Ooh, yeah, and then it's like a mutual thing. They yearn for the opening, and the Lord, yearns to go into the sun. The sun wants to go in the flower. Wants to get inside, just like the devotee wants the sun inside. Right? See how it's mutual. This is life, man. You're getting a little lesson in the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the moon up above and a thing called love. Yeah, see the flowers yearning, it closes up at night. See, it's the night, and then it starts to yearn. Oh, and starts to pray. Isn't that how we are, So So yearn and closed out, pray, oh Lord, oh Son, oh Son. And the Son is also thinking, I want to go in that flower. You know? The bee of Krishna also wants to go in the flower. And the bee in the mind of the devotee wants to go into the sun. It's mutual. See, that's called awakening. Ah. May those clouds of the Lord's mercy. What's a cloud of the Lord's mercy? That's the devotee, man. They're like clouds in the sky, filled with the rain of Krishna, Lord Chaitanya's mercy. You're lucky if you come under the cloud and that rain comes. You see how it works? See? The cloud comes. Who's under the cloud? See? Where do you get the mercy? Well, it's the devotee. They're a cloud. They're just lucky that you're under the cloud, man. And then the rain of Lord Chaitanya's mercy comes through the cloud. Okay? What if you're not under the cloud? All you feel is the hot sun, right? That's why, devotees, you ever see them? Many are still suffering. Ooh, or anybody out there. The Maya's beating on them because they're not under the cloud. No cloud has come over them yet. They haven't, or a cloud is coming over and they pay it no mind. And it just goes over because they don't want to stand like, if you want rain, you see a rain cloud, that's rain there, and it's really hot or something. Wouldn't you run under the rain cloud? Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a rain cloud right over there. Let me get under there and feel that rain. See, that's Hari Katha. That's Sadhu Sangha. That's what we do every day. That kind of cloud of mercy comes to us, right? See, we stand under it. Ah, yeah. It's like a shower. You go under you ever sit under the shower and just, cool off on a hot day? Or a hot shower, whatever your mood is, whatever you need. Whatever the spirit, see, even the spirit body, like sometimes a hot shower, a cold shower. It depends on, see, we also, the body is body, man. I sometimes like a hot shower and sometimes a cold shower, spiritually speaking. The spiritual variegatedness. Oh, though previous Mahajans, Prahlad, Dhruva, Kumaras, etc., have taken up the path of bhakti, I constantly pay my obeisances to Sri Rupa Goswami, the Lord's dear one. Hey, the Lord's dear one. What you need to see, he was a dear devotee of the Lord Caitanya. So that's what we need, is the association of a dear devotee of Lord Caitanya. But Vishwanath Chakravarti was also. And he was a living being. He was a living devotee back then. See, people don't know the value of living devotees. Such a devotee like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur could take advantage of Rupa Goswami's readings and writings and all that. But usually most people can't, because they got to be their spiritual senses have to be awakened so that they can partake of a elevated Vaishnava's poetry whose transcendental senses are awakened. I mean, it's just logical. 1 and 1 equals 2. You have to be opened up. Your transcendental body has to be awakened so you can relish the poetry of these devotees. Yeah. See, the Lord's dear one, Rupa Goswami, he pays his obeisances to the dearest devotees of the Lord. Why not, man? That's how you get their mercy. Yeah. And you're fortunate if you find a living representative. See? Because you're going to see what's in the book come to life. The living God manifests through such devotees. See, the living, you start to see, oh, God is alive. Why do people say God is dead? You ever hear people say God is dead? Because you don't see that Lord, that transcendental Lord, living in the temple. Temple being a person body. You want the living God, you need a living human being in this world that's gotten that special mercy. Then you see the living God. Otherwise, the temples become like morgues. I've seen them, man. I went to the Gaudiya Math temples. After Bhakti Siddhanta, the life was there when he was there, and then all of a sudden it starts to get dead. I went to all these temples. And if there is no transcendental living devotees there, transcendental, bringing in the God force from outside of the coverings of the universe and the false ego included, that means nobody can represent the transcendental Lord who identifies with the false ego of name and fame, self-importance, competition. See, false prestige. It's false. All prestige people have in the world is false unless they have made it through the coverings of the universe, are in communion with the transcendental Lord. See? That's where real prestige comes. You notice, you see, you guys have been listening here and you praise your guru. You say, oh, Guru Haridas, he saved me. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, my life has changed. See, that's real prestige. See, this fool gets real prestige. Why? It's real. You got real experience of God. You're getting encounters with God. You see it's bona fide in the scriptures. You see everything is as it is. So it doesn't mean false prestige means there's no prestige. No, there's rightful prestige. That prestige comes, and this is what I'm trying to say. This is how you become a real guru. Is get purified, man. Go where the real prestige is. If people understand that, oh, this person has realized God. Oh, okay, let me give some respect and honor there. If they understand that, they very easily get the mercy of Lord Caitanya, because the Lord came to give this mercy freely, easily. The good news, the transcendental news, to anybody who just receive it. See, that's why people's false ego, they just automatically, you have a good morning. Automatically, you start getting sad when you come here. And I praise that. Oh, wonderful. Have a good morning, man. And have as many as you need until you mourn that false ego's death, sufficiently, and then you're free. Even psychology says, when people die, you should not repress your grief. See? So when your false ego is dying, which is going to happen here, and you're going to be sad sometimes, jump for joy, because your reward in the kingdom is very great. You've had the false ego. We've all had it for a long time. There's a little sadness when it starts to die. So don't misunderstand. See, we will proceed on the basis of scriptural. Oh, wait a second. Oh, I didn't finish. The Lord's dear one, by whose mercy one now attains the intelligence to see bhakti in his complete rasa form. See, we need the mercy of ecstatic devotees to see bhakti in its complete form. Rasa, see, the intelligence given by Krishna to see, to perceive, to taste bhakti in it, rasa. See, that's intelligence. The Lord is, oh wow, give me the intelligence. Oh, the intelligence to go and be with devotees who taste rasa. That's the greatest. I use the gurus just playfully, and because they're part of family, I joke about them. But it's a great teaching. Until real intelligence is not you're a Vaishnava and you studied Prabhupada's books, okay, that's a good start. And you followed the rules and regulations, and you went to college even and got some PhDs and stuff like that. That is not the supreme intelligence. The supreme intelligence is the intelligence Krishna gives to understand transcendental knowledge. See, that intelligence is given to like a simple devotee like Shamagori. What is that intelligence? Oh, let me go and be in Sadhu Sangha with a devotee who's realized Krishna. Wow. Now that's intelligence. Less intelligence is not to do that, not to perceive that, not to perceive what is really of value, not to perceive that bhakti rasa is valuable. That's less intelligence. And that's what I see with a lot of these teachers and gurus. And we smoke that out. We bring that to light. It's necessary. Otherwise, people don't know. They think that's intelligent. I say, I'm sorry, that's still less intelligent. If you don't come to where bhakti is, because if you that cloud, see, Vishnu said there's a cloud of mercy. That cloud is Lord Chaitanya's dear ones. And if they're living in a body and they've got the mercy of Guru and Lord Chaitanya to distribute prema bhakti again, that's where to be. And if a person says, oh, I don't believe it, oh, you don't have the faith to even follow the real path yet. I don't believe prema bhakti can be given. Oh, you don't believe in Lord Chaitanya. You don't understand conclusively that when you meet a real devotee who has prema bhakti and shows it and demonstrates it and confirms it in the books and in people's experience, and you still don't get it, what kind of guru are you? What can you really do for people when this is here? See, when I said when this is here, if this isn't here, this opportunity is not available, then go on. Of course, that's going to be, that's the best people get. Vaidhi Bhakti, with people don't know what Prema Bhakti is, and they teach many lifetimes before you get Prema Bhakti. Okay, that'll go on, but that is finished here. See, the highest truth is being given here. The highest ecstasy and rapture is being given here that Lord Chaitanya gave 550 years ago. So why not? So this is obviously the will of God. You know why it's the will of God there, Shamaguri? Because it's here. Otherwise it wouldn't be here. If this was not the will of God, the Lord would have taken me off the planet a long time ago. If I wasn't supposed to reveal these confidential things, the Lord would have taken me out. I'm telling you, man. He told people when he was here, don't expose me. He told people, you don't, otherwise I'm taking you off the planet. So I guarantee you, this is authorized. That's why you see Prabhupada came and Krishna came. All right, give out the most confidential thing that these latest acharyas from Bhakti Vinod, from Gorkashore to Bhakti Vinod, to Jagannath Das Babaji, to Gorkashore, to Bhakti Vinod, to Bhakti Siddhanta, to Prabhupada, kept hidden. That's why I say, oh, you don't know. Well, the people come here are connoisseurs. The Lord gives them connoisseur intelligence, elite intelligence, supreme intelligence, and know, wow, this is the best place in the universe to go is where you can get this kind of bhakti, and that's here. The best in the universe. Universe is a big place. The best thing. This is life's ultimate goal. Is the prema bhakti here? Life's ultimate goal for everybody in this universe is here in this little humble Sangha. Look how many people have attained it already, and they're just going deeper, 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 deeper. What can you do for us? Deliver deliver us a pizza? Ah, yeah. I guess I could do that. Do they have Domino's there? Ready? I can buy it with some Bitcoin. Domino's takes. Yamuna. All right. Okay, Yamuna. Come on. There she is. There's that little gorgeous chick. Yeah.
Oh, no. I have to leave, Gurudev.
We will proceed on the basis of Shastra or scriptural evidence, which is the best of all evidences. Like Lalita was saying today about that. See, conclusiveness. If you have real bhakti, you'll be very conclusive. You'll be very clear. You'll be more clear than anybody trying to has false prestige. See, remember, real prestige, there is real prestige. You have to learn what it is and what its characteristics are. Real prestige is given by Bhagavad Gita 10:10. Oh, there's that verse again and again and again. See, real prestige. To those who worship Krishna with loving ecstasy, people should ask the question, is that loving ecstasy here in this Sangha manifested? If there is, then you will see the manifestation of real transcendental knowledge, like Bhagavad Gita 10:10, word for word. Real knowledge and real understanding of the essence of truth. See? So scriptural evidence is given by bhakti because it's conclusive. It's given by deep purification and cleansing of the heart. To those who, Jesus said, blessed are those who have a pure heart, they shall see God. And the Bhagavatam says the same thing in the first canto, second verse. Only those who have a purified heart, pure heart, can understand Srimad Bhagavatam. Why? Because Srimad Bhagavatam is the book incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's his personality is in there. His qualities are in there. His behavior is in there in the form of a book. See? And it's brought to light by the devotee Bhagavat. It's brought to life by the devotee Bhagavat, the living devotee. So he brings forth the living God, right? Isn't that common sense? You want to see this invisible God that people pray to but don't know? The one who is, his quality is unknowable and unattainable? You must find the living devotee who is alive because of that living God living in them. And they are together forever now, and they can give you that gift also. No one else. They're the door. See? This is the purport on that verse in the Bible. This is what Christians need to understand. We don't worship any false God here. If you think, oh no, Jesus is the door, he's the only way, the life, and the truth, no one comes unto the Father. That's true with an explanation here. Otherwise, you miss this Lord. Is always you got to go through the devotee who has an authentic relationship with the Lord in the line. See, in our line, I've already went through. I already have that one with Jesus. I have that. But I also have Lord Caitanya because I went through this line here. See, this line going back from Prabhupada to Lord Caitanya all the way through. Yeah. After discussing the different coverings, emphatically Amanyamaya, etc., emphatically declares that superior to Brahman, who is the shelter or support of those coverings. So the most is the most supreme truth. By describing him as the embodiment of rasa, raso vai sa, rasam. Okay, the Lord is rasa itself. And attaining that rasa, the jiva becomes blissful. See, the Lord is rasa himself. How does that show up practically? The Lord is rasa itself. People could say that word. The Lord is rasa itself. Well, chant Hare Krishna. If you've realized that the Lord is rasa itself, then you will become very blissful and ecstatic and raptured by that name. Now you have realization. Now you have personal experience. The Lord is non-different than his name. I just chant his name and I'm with the Lord. Why? Because I feel blissful and ecstatic in that, because now my spiritual body is awakened. That's the only way you can feel blissful and ecstatic. Otherwise, you're just happy and sad in this world because all you have is material body identification. You don't have spiritual body identification. Spiritual body identification means you're happy and blissful consistently. Material body identification means, like here, we're in a halfway house. So you're halfway in and halfway out still in identification. And gradually you go along, okay, I'm sick, I'm fed up. I'm fed up with this identification that makes me miserable than everybody else. I'm fed up. So I like that when River said that. It was great. I thought, great, excellent. Now we're getting somewhere. You got to get fed up, man. See? And ultimately, see, the Lord will help us. That he is helping us. We just keep drinking, keep activating that spiritual body, keep hearing, keep chanting, never give up. Okay? And by, gone, finished. There's no more juice. No more juice in that because, you're too juiced up with the absolute truth that's purifying your heart. See, so the Lord is rasa itself, and attaining that rasa, the jiva becomes blissful. There you go. And that's so that attaining that rasa becomes a natural sequence of just going to meet your Lord, the rendezvous. That's what life is supposed to be about. Rendezvous with the transcendental Lord and become blissful and ecstatic. Isn't that what the residents of Vrindavan do? They rendezvous every day with the Lord, like Gopa Kumar attained Vrindavan. He attained, see, this blissful spiritual form in relationship to Krishna. And the devotees of Vrindavan, this is in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, attaining life's cherished ultimate goal, which he did. So he's in Vrindavan now, and he goes to the residents. They're all looking at the path. What are you looking for? What are you looking at? He says, whoa, we're waiting for Krishna. He's going to come at the end of the day with the cows. We're just waiting. We're waiting just to see him. That's all we want, is just to see, to feast our eyes on Krishna. And he'll be there. And they were ecstatic just in that expectation. Lord didn't wait. To give them happiness. Yeah. And then Krishna comes and they really, the ecstatic rapture and everything. Beautiful. Anyway, that's our destination. See, this is the target. You see, I don't go off this target. I don't preach anything else. No, Varnashram Dharma. Okay, there's other people teaching that. If you want to go the slow path, go ahead. This is the fast track. We're on the fast track. We're teaching the fast track. Anybody can get on board. Get on board. Anybody on the fast track, you want the slow track, go continue doing Varnashram Dharma another 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, 50 years, 10 lifetimes, whatever you want to do. It's your choice. But I'm here to promote the quick track, man, the fast track. You know, this stuff that Vishwanath Chakravarti is promoting. Okay. So fast track or slow track, what do you want to do? Go the many lifetime, keep following the Ryan Rajas thing, keep doing your rules, regulations, and fastings, and your chanting 1 lakh to attain Krishna after a long time, because that was the promise, his promise from his word. Or you come here and very quickly you listen to this word, which is true and it works, and prema is given very easily to even the unqualified. That's the way Lord Caitanya does it. If you have faith in the word of his devotee, he's empowering. You get it through the word. You're born of the word, just like the Bible says. Book of John, you're born of the word, not of flesh and blood, born of the absolute truth, born of the truth that the devotee speaks. The devotee emanates from them, ecstatic prema emanates. And by their word, all your ignorance is destroyed. Oh, wow, I thought Varnashram Dharma was the highest thing that Prabhupada taught. And you're teaching something, a practical path that brings me deeper. Oh, wow. We need more oh, wows. Because it is an oh, wow here. You come here and stay here for a while, you go, oh, wow, man, this is fantastic. Get on the speedboat. Why not, man? Why do you want to mess around in this? Yeah, I see people, the devotees dying now, probably. And they're all like all this dying, Varnashram Dharma. One lady just died, and you don't have to do this. That's why I'm preaching vigorously now. Man, you don't have to die like this. One lady, oh, she was so dedicated. Remember I talked about it. She was so dedicated to astrology. She Prabhupada disciple, and she died, and she was so dedicated to the rules and regulations and astrologies. See, that's where people still they're left at and that's okay. I mean, there's benefit. Yeah, Prabhupada was very happy. Oh, you get a human body at least, and you're a vegetarian, and you maybe be around there. But here, the opportunity is to finish it. You won't see anybody praising astrology here. Oh, wow, I got the stars have led me correctly. No, the Lord directly will lead you directly. You don't need, astrologers, the planets are all under him, under his direction. And we're under his direction now. They have they may have influence on our bodies a little bit, but not even that much either. Why? Because we're influenced by who they're influenced by. They're empowered to do their work, and we're empowered to our work, which is above the work of karma. Karma? Karma, good and bad. You notice everybody? Can you see the difference yet, everybody, that we're doing something different than the karmis, they call them, karmi? The people they believe in the good, they believe in the bad. Isn't that what's going on here? The demons believe in the bad as the good, and the good people believe in the good as the good and the bad as the bad. There's a little more clarity there. What do we believe in? We believe in transcendental Krishna, from where it all comes from. And that's all is just dark shadow. We preach, stop taking shelter of his shadow. That's darkness. Can't you see the light here? Can't you see how happy the devotees are here? Can't you see how conclusively in the truth we are and how great that is? To be able to see through the eyes of the scriptures, see through have the heart of God, the love of God, the compassion of the Lord, the will of the Lord working through you to distribute this, to taste this. This is good stuff here. I like this stuff. Attaining that rasa, the jiva becomes blissful. That's what it's all about, is attaining this rasa. You want the slow path or the fast path? See, slow path is go do your rules or your regulations, regulative devotion, varnashram dharma. After many lifetimes, then maybe you'll realize what we're teaching here. And the way you do that is through a person. You'll realize, oh, wow, I finally got the shiksha. I didn't know I needed shiksha back there in 2022. I had to wait till I reincarnated a few times more. And then I realized, oh, God, if I would have known. You ever think that way? I think that way. Oh, if I would have known what I know now, it would have been great. But anyway, whenever you get it, you get it. But people have a chance to get it now. You're going to have to do this that you can do now in next lifetime or another lifetime or another lifetime. You're going to have to do exactly this. You need to have this kind of shiksha. You have to be delivered to the point of rasa. You have to have Krishna delivered in you. You have to have Krishna arise in your heart. Otherwise, it's not finished yet. The work isn't finished. And to know what rasa is, you have to taste rasa. To know what bliss is, you have to experience bliss. You have to taste it with your awakened spiritual senses because it's like food. It nourishes the spirit body, the ecstatic, blissful love of God. See, love of Krishna, love of that name, practically. It nourishes our spiritual awareness, doesn't it? Gives us deeper insight into what life is really about, who this invisible God actually is. What is our relationship with that invisible Lord who becomes more visible? By describing him as the embodiment of rasa. Okay. In this vein, Srimad Bhagavatam, the cream of Vedanta, an emperor among all types of evidence, describes Lord Krishna as the full embodiment of rasa or pleasure. See, so attaining Krishna is what? Attaining the embodiment of full pleasure and rasa. See, so now you're connected with the Lord and you experience what the Lord is. Oh, he's the embodiment of rasa. Let me go back and chant his name. Let me go chant his pastimes. See, so you become complete by communication with the Supreme Complete. See, that's God. That's Krishna. That's his name. Communication, communion with that name. See? That's the stamp of approval of the Lord on your heart. That's the anointing. So, River, give us a word. I need to take a break from talking.
I don't know what to say. I feel something's left my building, but I don't like that it's left. I feel like something's missing. Maybe it's because I've been so used to it, and now it's left. It feels strange, like your skin's been ripped off, and you're just left in that. Oh God, the skin's been ripped off, and you're in that place of like, oh, kind of a bit reflective and contemplative, and surrender actually, because there's nothing else to do, really. Yeah, I feel a strange feeling, but it's not horrible. It's not a horrible feeling. It's kind of keeps you. I think it keeps keeping me centered. Actually, I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Well, it's purifying. I've been there. I know what that's like. It's purify. That's part of the purification. That causes the yearning for what you supposedly lost. You didn't lose it. It's there, but it creates a fire and it dissolves all the propensities and impediments in your heart. And this may go on for years. And that's yeah, yeah. So that's the burning. Like I read in the poem of Bimal Thakur, at the time of the burning of separation, the burning in the heart of separation, it burns away all these impieties and improprieties and false ego identifications. Yeah, and that's what you're going to go through that, and just when you come to accept it, and you do, and I think you are, because that's just what's got to happen to dissolve. That's the Lord's giving you spontaneous purification to dissolve that false ego, to dissolve all these things that are in the way, so that your qualities of bliss become more and more consistent. So this is the process, at least you're on the path, you might might as well stick it out here, because all this stuff is going so that you can be more free. Get the work done as long as you have the breath in you, man. Just go for it all the way you can, till every last breath.
So have I got to? Because I can't handle it. I'm not able to handle it, or I act out. It's very intense, and
Yeah.
I'm not able to deal with it, and I act out. So if my whole life
Yeah.
has got purification, then I'm going to act
No,
out, and
no,
other devotees won't
yeah,
deal with
yeah,
it.
yeah. Well,
That may
yeah,
be
I mean,
right.
they'll deal with it, and like it's not the other devotees have to. They will deal with it as much as they'll deal with it. They might say, "Well, listen, we got to take a little distance," but that's hey, man, you do your work, and the devotees can deal with how they're doing it. We keep it going, and it just is automatic. You just go through it. It's just going to happen. And you say, yeah,
I hope so, because it feels like you go through something really intense, but then you just go through it again in the same way, or even deeper. You go through
yeah.
it even deeper, and
Well,
it just
see,
really kind of makes me feel sad, actually.
there you go. That's great. Great. Good morning to you. Yeah, and what I realized about some of the stuff you're doing, it's really not like it's all this stuff. It's actually a core issues, and once you get through that, it'll be gone more. It's just something arises again and again and again that needs to be dealt with, and this is just how it's see, and you're getting there, because when I hear from your mouth when you say, "I'm getting fed up, I'm fed up, I'm fed up," you're saying basically you're fed up with feeding this false ego identification, and gradually you'll get it, and it'll, like a skin, you molt it. So don't think it's always something else. I think it seems to be a very core issue that keeps coming up, and it's to do with envies and jealousies, which you have actually, if you're in a reasonable state, when you get through this, you see, what the hell do I have to be jealous of? I have so much blessing, so much mercy. But this same issue keeps coming up again and again and again. That's okay. You get it when you get it. This is Krishna bringing it up again and again. Now, how the devotees deal with it, they don't have to. You're going through it automatically, and you may get more or less support. You get plenty of. I mean, people still come to your classes. You got people. You can count your blessings. A lot of times you say the opposite. This is all purification. This is all the lies in us, the deceit, the deceptions, the bullshit, all that crapola is the same thing. Once that's gone, it'll be gone. It's not like there's more issues. No, I think there's like 3, 4 things that are getting heavily dealt with here. And once that's gone, it's gone. So don't let the illusion think, oh, it's always going to be more things, more. No, it's just some core issues. And I see them coming up again and again and again. And they're going to go, they're going to go. It just takes time. They're deep, deep seated, man. You know?
So again, they're quite intense for me to deal with.
Yeah, I know.
I act out.
Yeah.
I act out, and that's going to be it. I do.
Yeah, so you act out. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's really intense, and you just want. Yeah, so I act out.
Yeah,
That's
just
what
you do what you got to do. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, and the devotees will deal with you as they can handle it when you're acting out. Maybe they want to talk with you or take a distance, and myself included, because I'm not always about processing and I want this stuff. I might say, okay, you're gonna have to, go and let it run itself out, and because once you're acting out and all that, it's doing its job, but this might not always be the appropriate place. So you know
I don't think also that some devotees in particular are compassionate about what I go through and what others go through. That's my experience. I'm just saying that. That's because I heard again that class that you took off, and what Shama Sundari was saying at the end about me, where I'm going through this kind of thing, and she's just laughing and thinking it's a waste of time. And I watched her, and I don't think it's very conducive, because then you must say, then we can't bring these things here. Then don't come to the class if you're feeling this way, because you don't want to disrupt the class, disrupt this space. But then it's difficult when it's spontaneous and you don't know when it's going to happen.
Well, that's okay. If I need to, like take a little more control of this situation, I'll just do it. I'm learning myself. I might say, okay, that's not gonna have that here at this time. Yeah, it's just gonna do it. Every devotees have to set their boundaries for what they can handle, and not everybody, when you go through like a jealous phase or something, not everybody, I don't want that. So you're a lot of times like, what is this? That ain't really, you're going through stuff and you just go, I can respect that, but not here. And I might just say, okay, that's it. I'm sorry, we're not going to have that here. You just go through what you need to go through, burn it off. It'll be burning off. It came up, you got triggered. Okay, that's part of it. Just
it's not
Krishna
just
will
that.
help you.
Maharaj, it's not just that. It's not just about my experience. It's not just about me going through purification and getting rid of jealousies and things. It's not just about that. There's more to it than that. I'm not going to say it now. There is more to it than that. And I'm not saying it to justify it, because it's not just me acting out. It's not just me getting triggered. It's not just those things. There's other things. There are other angles and other things involved in it as well. And we never address those things.
So what? So people don't want to address them?
Why do we always address my anger, my jealousy?
Well, because it comes up, and it comes up, and a lot of times it messes the class up. And I have to, it's just that they're not here for that. They're not here for you to say to Shama Sundari, you're going through, I don't want to listen to this lady. That's not, I'm sorry, that ain't Vaishnava. You're going through a purification. That's not appropriate. That's not appropriate. It doesn't matter,
well, Maharaj, I cannot keep getting squashed.
No, it's not squash. It's not squash. It's just not. Sometimes it's not appropriate here. So I'm just saying. Listen. Wait a second. We're vibrating on a certain level here generally, and then or anybody. It can happen to anybody. Anybody, when their vibration goes into a phase of, they start acting like some demoniac stuff coming out of them, some human jealousies and all that stuff. Generally, that's not appropriate right now. I don't want to bring the vibration down to just have people rant, and all this stuff and get
How are people meant to get through this? If
Well, you just go off, and stay in your room and beat a friggin' pillow or something, you know? How are you going to get through this? Or you talk to devotees who will talk to you, you give a little class like you do, and people come and they give you support, you know, but they may not always be appropriate here. That's all I'm saying.
well, it's not spontaneous then to me.
Oh, it's spontaneous. Yeah. If you go through something or somebody else and it
Coming
ain't
out.
appropriate here because people are being fed on another level, you know, and it's not, we're not dropping it to that level. You just say, okay, you're purified. So go for a while. I mean, I know here we're bringing in some very deep stuff and it causes stuff to come out, triggers and all that. Yeah. So,
But you don't
Krishna's
get,
helping you. What? Go ahead.
I don't know. I feel defeated. I feel broken. I feel certain things. Yeah, I just don't. It's not. Yeah.
Well, it's like see, this is the false ego. It's all about me, 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 and not everybody wants to, deal with
Asked me to
that. You know,
speak. Asked me to
huh?
speak. You asked me to.
Yeah,
You invited me to
yeah,
speak, and now you're just doing that with me now. You asked me to speak. I've been
yeah,
listening.
I asked you to speak, and I'm responding. So what's the big deal? I didn't say you not to speak. Did I tell you not to speak?
But it doesn't
I
seem like you like what I'm saying. Feels like it's
so
not.
like it. Well,
I
you're
shouldn't be
expressing.
saying. I shouldn't be saying. I'm trying to express to you that this is
Yeah,
very
yeah,
difficult. This is very difficult.
yeah. No, I can see that. I can see that.
And it's not just me, it's Karuna as well. It's both
Yeah.
of us.
What do you mean? It's Karuna as well.
Going through purification.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah, that's great.
Sorry,
It's good you're going through
everybody.
purification. Yeah. So anyway, people go through purification and you're going through purification. And a lot of it is just acknowledging it. I mean, you guys, when you're going through stuff, a lot of times you piss devotees off. You get angry. I'm speaking now. I'm not repressing you. I'm just telling you what I see. You piss them off. You get them angry. You're angry. You become jealous. He becomes mean. He says horrible things to people. And you expect everybody to give you the warm regard and oh, why don't they? Well, God, you act like assholes sometimes to the devotees. What do you expect them? I know, okay. I'm just saying, I'm not telling you not to be that way. I'm just saying, just know the impact eventually, hopefully, that you have on devotees. If you wonder, why don't they think I'm family? Well, because you're jealous of the devotees that are making advancements sometimes. Or he says, God says all kinds of names of devotees. Well, why don't they like me? Well, God, once you get through your purification and stop acting like assholes, the people will want. Am I saying something wrong? What do you think, Govinda? Is this kind of like, I mean, that's what I'm seeing, like, so just realize you're both going through purification and you act like assholes sometimes. So
Yeah,
don't
it's
expect everybody to love you when you're an asshole.
what can happen also, and I think both anybody, all of us
Yeah.
will feel some horror if we realise that what we say in rage can cause the devotees to not come to these classes. It's actually counterproductive to sharing Chaitanya Lila. And you go into therapy. I watched that class, River, and it's really great. I mean,
Well, it wasn't meant to be on. It wasn't meant to be
Can I
posted.
finish? Could I just finish? It was great what you shared.
Well, I don't want to speak about
Can I
it,
just finish?
Govinda, because I didn't mean to post it. So I
Okay,
don't want you to speak about that class.
but that you are going to therapy, whether you meant to post it or not, is great, because it means there's a place where we can do this stuff. And here, I don't get offended, I don't get upset, but the concern I think we all have is that new people coming along, and this applies to me, what I might have said in these live feeds as well. It can cause people to not come and learn about Chaitanya Lila and Guru Tattva. And I think all of us collectively will be very upset if our raging or anger cause people not to come into the association of Chaitanya, not come into Jagannath Puri and be with Srila Gaura Haridas Acharya, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in incarnation. So I think that aspect is the most important thing. Johan did a very, very, very beautiful class on step 1 of 12-step fellowship recovery today, about acceptance, admitting we're powerless over our addiction, and using addiction in deeper, the modes of nature perspective. So just from that perspective, all of us just meditate on that. It can cause people to be confused about what's going on in the Sangha when we start getting into rage, he said, she said. Therapy, take it to 12-step fellowship is my big suggestion, and not here, because people will misunderstand.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of new people, because when you're so identified, or anybody with their stuff, they think, oh, and they, then it comes out, like a big, it's just, it's not appropriate here. That's all. And this is my growth, is like, oh, okay, we don't have to have that here. And, it's better not to. And that's all I see. And also get the feedback from the devotees, and so we're learning. I'm learning, and, yeah, it's. So what is it? Let's see. Amy says, it's important to exhibit a certain amount of emotional control, be it in a relationship, in a work environment, in a spiritual group. It's helpful to give yourself time before responding. Oops. Time before responding. Oh, God. Can't do that. Time before responding when you're feeling triggered and angry. It gives the air time. Yeah, see, it's still not everybody can give it time. It's hard when you're identified. Yeah. Why does River feel she needs validation outside of her? Yeah, well, that's one of the issues, is this validation. And that, that's another, everybody, they got their things to deal with, validations and all that. Yeah, okay. So anyway, I think that's good enough of that. Yeah. Yeah. Govinda, give us a word. Thank you there, River.
Oh, yeah.
I like that Mirabai reading you did. That was fantastic. She's really great, man. Yeah, conclusive, really the essence, man.
So beautiful, Mirabai's poems, and the
Oh,
film.
you should hear Tuka. Go do a search on the internet for Tuka Ram's poems. They're also good. Very good. He's very unique how he composes.
All right.
Yeah, Tuka Ram. Really nice.
Okay. Yeah. I'm getting so into this, and I think that's what I feel, just to relish the lila here, a place to relish lila. If I had more energy, I'd feel that, and you spoke about it, and 12-step Ishta Ghost is outside of here. Yeah, it's something, but it's already set up for us out there, that sort of thing. But yeah, I just love the lila. I can't get enough of that.
Well, you see, you've gotten through a lot of that stuff, and so everybody should be encouraged. Like River, you should be encouraged. This is where it's going. Is you'll be more like Govinda, more steady, and you stay in the bliss, not all this stuff. It's going there. You get there eventually. The jealousy comes out, all that stuff. That's part of the false ego. So it's going to that. Go ahead there, Govinda.
yeah, I'm looking back to go and look to Newcastle, and I still do make connections with people in recovery. You know, there's somebody I've been dialoguing with who's last I saw them was 6 months clean off a heroin addiction, and they're becoming interested in what we're doing. You know, they have an interest, and it's really for me poignant to meet people, because people can get swept back into the world of whatever. So yeah, just being on the road is exciting. Oh, great cut and pasting aspect of the class earlier on. Good morning. You know, I feel to just cut and paste some of the first bit of the class. I know there's so much, really. I don't know. I'm kind of.
Where are you at now? Where are you at now?
I'm at my mum's. I'm
Oh.
visiting my mum for a few days, which is I think it's it's an experience in itself for her as well as me. But yeah, just I don't know. We've got such an amazing Sangha. I get so much joy out of seeing what the devotees are doing, like Andromeda. She's making all these videos, and there's so many colourful aspects of what's actually going on in the Sangha. It's so creative.
Yeah.
I think when we find the service that we really just get transcendentally passionate about, it just elevates us, and we don't really get entangled in this misidentification with the body and stuff. For me, you know, I'm fortunate to have had Rangaleka taking me to 12-step fellowship, and it gave me a decent foundation previously. But I cried when I saw Johan's class this morning on 12-step fellowship, step 1. It made me really want to reach back into the rooms more and go back into fellowship. To carry a message, to share Caitanya Lila in the room, to make friendships. And that is always the perspective I'm coming from. Devotees go to these places for sharing their stuff, getting out the shit that we all have in us, but also for making friendships and spreading Caitanya Lila. It's such a wonderful place.
Yeah, you know, that's where people might be more ready, because they're dealing with their stuff. That's, you know, they want to, and they can fill it with this, you know, fill that, you know, because I think 12-step, don't they believe in a higher power thing? You know, it's a higher.
Yeah, the whole step 1 is we admitted we were powerless over our addiction.
Powerless. Yeah.
2 is accept a power greater than ourselves, which is you. For me, that's you. And then step 3 is we surrender to that power greater than ourselves. And then 4, I think step 4 is we make amendments to those we've harmed on our journey. So we can do that personally. Like I've learned to, if I am offensive to somebody, make an amendment quickly.
Yeah.
Because we hold it. It's not hurting that person. It's not hurting the person that I might have swore and shouted at, but because of pride, ego, whatever reason, I don't make that amendment. I'm hurting.
Yeah.
So there's so much in the 12-step fellowship, and you're right, Guru. There's people are ready. I've got a lot of friends in fellowship, and it's a great place to share. So I haven't been to the rooms for a while, but Johan inspired me this morning with that class. Although I do keep a connection with people in recovery on the phone and such things, but yeah.
You know, this thing about make amends to people we've hurt, you know, in that way. That's important, actually, and that's like Jesus said, "Forgive and you shall be forgiven." See, that's kind of related to that. So like, and so yeah, I mean, you know, if we lashing out at people and stuff like that, that's where you gotta, you know, somehow get forgiveness. That's why, you know, like I think like with River and Karuna, Well, why don't they unblock me? Why don't they unblock me? Well, why don't you convince them that you're really sorry? You know, and I think it'll work better. Really convince them. I mean, not just I just, you know, and then you go and do it again or something. But you may do it again, but really from your heart say, I really can't help this. And I think you do, but you know, if there's any problem with getting unblocked, I think really convince the devotees that you're really sorry for why why would anybody block anybody if there's not like some kind of issue, you know?
And also with step 4, it's making an amendment for our part in something. I'm not making an amendment. It's not, well, I'm saying sorry to you, but by the way, you did this that caused me to act in the way that I did. It's not that. You know, people have stayed at my house and they've used drugs, they've drunk, they've been abusive, and I've reciprocated. I'm making amendments for my reciprocation in acting physically, not physically violent, but verbally violent. I'm only making an amendment for my part, not what caused. See, because then we're staying in the action and reaction of the modes of nature, parallel to Krishna consciousness. I'm making an amendment for what I said, what I did. I'm not looking at, oh, you said that, so I said this. No way, man. I'm not looking at that. You might have used drugs. You might have used my house as a crack house. You might have done this, that, the other. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at my part in how I reacted and offended you. And that's it. That's an amendment. And it might not always be appropriate. The person might not be able to take on board amendments. So that's another aspect. But where we can, and doing this spiritual nectar that you're giving us is an amendment. Those instances where we can't make amendments, there's people, I can't physically go and make amendments in France, in Sweden, different places too, but you know, this is an amendment in itself.
Okay, hey, I think Shama Sundari doesn't have that much time, so give us a word there, Shama Sundari. Thank you there, Govinda.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Yeah, I am like in bliss at work, in bliss at work, in bliss at work, in bliss at work. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you good.
Yeah, so it's like bliss work, bliss work, bliss work, and I'm trying to figure it out. You know what is imposter syndrome?
Imposter? No, what's that?
It's like when you are, for example, I'm yoga teacher and I'm doing yoga, but inside I feel like unworthy, like I never enough. So this is imposter syndrome. And this I experience with Krishna consciousness, which makes me because as soon as I tune into my work, to my, you know, what I have to do, then I am like, the bliss is sinking, you know, the bliss is going down. Of course, he's always there, but it's like, and then it's a little bit guilty, but so but I see this, I don't react, I don't panic, so I have to learn this, you know, like to don't give a fuck, you know, and asking about the more strength. So this is it, and just the rest is just beautiful. It's funny actually, because Krishna is giving me some experiences. Why it's so annoying, popping and distracting. It's like Krishna gives me some experience, you know, like he literally wants me to preach. He wants that I bring Krishna to some people from outside. So I go do this, and those experiences are so big that then I have to purify, you know, that like I attach to those people, like they awoke some feelings in me, and then I gave Krishna, I am back to home, And they next I have to feel those material feelings, you know. I have to feel that hope. I have to, you know, my mind is meditating on this, and I am like, Krishna, what are you doing? So sometimes I don't understand him. Like he gives me people like, this is so clear, 100%. He wants them. He wants that they know about Krishna, because these people are coming to me and they are saying like this: my all friends are spiritual. My all friends are talking about God, 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 God. And you are like very personal about this, you know? And I can talk about the past times, about my experience. And this person actually is sucking it, you know which person, Guru Maharaj. It's sucking it. It's like it's like I even cried. I even cried talking about this in front of this person. And then it's like, okay, work is done, preaching is done. I come back, and day after, I'm not with Krishna anymore because I'm meditating, you know, and I feel like, and then I ask Krishna, what the fuck? I was free from this. I was free. I was with you. What are you doing? Yeah. But I see that the most important is to bring somehow Krishna to, on a little level, to their hearts.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's awesome. I want to be a yoga student of Shama Sundari. She's awesome. There you go. Got another student there, Govinda. I
will
also want to
contact
be.
you,
I
Govinda.
want to be a yoga student too, without doing the yoga. I'm a lazy guy.
Yeah. So it's like this. Now I go to family. It's gonna be also interesting. I think without Krishna, I would not manage it, you know. Yeah, some stuff. And then I come back from holiday, and I have to work like never before, because my life situation changed as Krishna came up to my life, like fucking holy poo bomb. And then everything changed immediately, you know. My all fears, my all desires came true in the one fucking day. And now I have to clean, you know. I have to work. I have to speed up.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
It's all a lesson. It'll
And I
integrate.
love your lecture. This not this one. This is morning for us, but since 2 days you are doing at the evening. It's I am speechless. I have no words how to describe what you are bringing on the table. It should be more famous. It should be more, yeah.
Well, it's just we don't have enough crazy people that are crazy like me. So you have to have the Krishna has to come in there and make you a little bit nutso, like Mirbai. She was going around. Everybody thought she was crazy too, you know, for a while. Okay. So you want to? Do you have some time? Do you want to read us something?
I have 15 minutes, and I would love to read.
Okay, go for it. Listen.
Wo waren wir gestern? We were on Chaitanya. Madhya. No, something spicy. No, Madhya. What chapter, Guru Maharaj? I don't hear you, Guru Maharaj.
Here. Okay. All right. Okay. Spicy.
Spicy, so but not so spicy, like little spicy that I can.
Yeah. I know. I got it. Okay.
Full my tummy.
Yeah, fill your tummy. Yeah. Okay. All right. How about yes? Chapter 11. Chapter 11. Anchalila.
Okie dokie. Sorry. Gaura Hari,
Yes.
all glories to you. Thank you that you keep this place safe. At least you try your best. It's very important. We have to go through this together. I understand this, I accept it, but we have to, be uncompromised for egos and for demons. It's mostly like this. So thank you.
Boundaries.
Boundaries, bounce.
Yeah.
So yeah, all glories to you as every day. I'm grateful for eternal because you gave me new life. And I have no time, so I'm just jump to in
Okay,
to
just
reading.
jump in.
But I need some light because I'm like 31 years old, and after offering my obeisance unto all the devotees of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who are like bumblebees collecting honey from his lotus feet. Oh, wow. Woo. What is going on? Oh, Krishna. I don't know. I was not like this. I just jumped. I shared my experience and then I felt like, ooh, yeah, let's party, people. So, collecting honey from his lotus feet, I shall try to describe those who are the most prominent. All glories to Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone who has taken shelter at his lotus feet is glorious. All glories to Sri Advaita Prabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and all the devotees of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is the topmost branch of the indestructible tree of eternal love of Godhead. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I offer my respectful obeisance to all the sub-branches of that topmost branch. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is an extremely heavy branch of the Sri Chaitanya tree. From that branch grow many branches and sub-branches. Watered by the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, these branches and sub-branches have grown unlimitedly and covered the entire world with fruits and flowers. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. These branches and sub-branches of devotees are innumerable and unlimited. Who could count them? For my personal purification, I shall try to enumerate only the most prominent among them. You want to say something?
Yeah, I'm just going to be listening from the side here. I'm going to be on
Okay.
my back a little.
Okay. Sorry for my nose. After Nityananda Mahaprabhu, the greatest branch is Virabhadra Gosha, who also has innumerable branches and sub-branches. It is not possible to describe them all. Although Virabhadra was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he presented himself as a great devotee. And although the Supreme Godhead is transcendental to all Vedic injunctions, he strictly followed the Vedic rituals. He is the main pillar in the hall of devotional service erected by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He knew within himself that he acted as the Supreme Lord, as the Supreme Lord Vishnu, but externally he was prideless. It is by the glorious mercy of Sri Virabhadra that people all over the world now have the chance to chant the names of Chaitanya and Nityananda. I therefore take shelter of the lotus feet of Virabhadra, so that by his mercy my great desire to write Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita will be properly guided. Two devotees of Lord Caitanya, named Sri Ramadasa and Gadadharadasa, always lived with Sri Virambhadra Gosha. When Nityananda Prabhu was ordered to go to Bengal to preach, these two devotees, Sri Ramadasa and Gadadharadasa, were ordered to go with him. Thus they are sometimes counted among the devotees of Lord Caitanya and sometimes among the devotees of Lord Nityananda. Similarly, Madhava and Vasudeva Gosha belong to both groups of devotees simultaneously. Ramadasa, one of the chief branches, was full of fraternal love of Godhead. He made a flute from a stick with 16 knots. Srila Gadadharadasa was always fully absorbed in ecstasy as a gopi. I am sure that he didn't have to work if he was fully absorbed always. In his house, Lord Nityananda enacted the drama Danakeli. Danakeli. Guru Maharaj, you are back.
Yeah, are you happy with that chapter? Reading that one? Because that's not the one I asked you to read, but are you happy with it? You like
You
it?
said elf.
It's
you said-
Anchalila. Anchalila. That's Adi Lila.
What
But
is
do you like
Anja?
it? No, do you like it? You're happy with that, reading that?
I can
Just
be
ask
more
me.
happy.
Huh?
I
You
can
could
be
be-
always more happy.
Okay, then try Anchalila whatever chapter. Let's see, what did I say? Anchalila chapter. Yeah, chapter 11. 11. Anchalila. Anchalila.
Okay. Let me offer my respectful obeisance unto Haridasa Thakura and his master, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who danced with the body of Haridasa Thakura on his lap. All glories to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is very merciful and who is very dear to Advaita Acharya and Lord Nityananda. All glories to the master of Sri Nivasa Thakura. All glories to the master of Haridasa Thakura. All glories to the dear master of Gadadhara Pandita. All glories to the master of the life, Svarupa Damodara. I just want to explain to the audience that I'm very enthusiastic and I'm shouting like a crazy because I am alone at home and finally I can use my voice. And it feels so good. All glories to Lord Sri Chaitanya, who is very dear to Kashi Mishra. He is the Lord of the life of Jagadananda and the Lord of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and Raghunath Hadasa Goswami. All glories to the transcendental form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself. the Supreme Personality of Godhead, my dear Lord, kindly give me shelter at your lotus feet, Patio, by your causeless mercy. All glory is to Lord Nityananda, who is the life and soul of the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. My dear Lord, kindly give me engagement in devotional service at your lotus feet. All glories to Advaita Acharya, who is treated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as superior due to his age and respectability. Please give me engagement in devotional service at your lotus feet. I am getting the feeling that we are becoming really respectful and really appreciated, and we are becoming only truly respect and truly attention only when we are engaged in service. Devotional service at your lotus feet. All glories to all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for the Lord is their life and soul. All of you kindly bestow devotional service upon me. All glories to Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Raghunath Hadasa Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and Gopala Bhatta Goswami, the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavana. They are all my masters. I'm writing the narration of the pastimes and attributes of the Lord by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. I don't know how to write properly, but I'm purifying myself by writing this description. I am crazy for you, Lord. And shameless. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does reside at Jagannath Puri with his personal devotees and enjoyed the congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. In the daytime, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu engaged in dancing and chanting and in seeing the temple of Lord Jagannatha. At night, in the company of his most confidential devotees, such as Ramananda Raya and Svarupa Damodara Goswami, he tasted the nectar of the transcendental mellow of Sri Krishna pastimes. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very happily passed his days in the way at Nilachala, Jagannatha Puri, feeling separation. Can you hear me still? Can you write in the chat, please, devotees, because I got out of my headphones. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very happily passed his days. Okay.
I hear you good.
Okay. His days in this way at Nilachala, Jagannatha Puri, feeling separation from Krishna. He exhibited many transcendental symptoms all over his body. Day after the symptoms increased, and at night they increased even more. All the symptoms, such as transcendental anxiety, agitation, and taking like a madman and talking like a madman, were present, just as they described in the Shastras. They are present in my life.
Oh, wow!
Wow!
Let's scream, man.
when I'm talking about Krishna to people, I am like, I'm very conclusive and straight and shameless, and I feel like I'm talking like it is, but I'm not sure if they understand me, because my energy is like, he will add to your life everything, everything. It's like winning.
Yeah.
And then now when I hear that Chaitanya was anxiety, then I think, fuck, maybe I can be also in anxiety, I have to work, I have to build in, I have duties.
What anxiety was Lord Caitanya in?
Yeah, he was in separation and he was anxiety
Yeah, that's transcendental more.
Yeah, but when I go to work, I have also anxiety that I cannot be with Lord.
Yeah.
Then I even to try to project, on devotees, but I don't vomit out of them. I'm thinking like, they are sitting at home, they don't have job, they have work. Maybe some of them, they have nothing to do, maybe that's why they are coming. And I have to, struggle. This is my mind. Sometimes.
Yeah, yes. No,
It's great singing. I like you singing. It really. Sing, Shama. Sing, Shama. Sing the pastime, Shama. It's beautiful. Sing the pastime, Shama. Take it away.
Okay. Guru Maharaj, do you have power for 7 minutes more?
I have power, full power.
Good. Then I will read few more verses, okay? Or I will sing for Govinda.
Oh, me too. I want to hear the singing too.
Svarupa Damodara Goswami and Ramananda Raja, the chief assistants in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pastimes, remained with him both day and night. One day Govinda, the personal servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, went in great relation to deliver the remnants of Lord Jagannatha's food to Haridasa Thakura. When Govinda came to Haridasa, he saw that Haridasa Thakura was laying on his back and chanting his rounds very slowly, of course. Please rise and take your Mahaprasada, Govinda said. Haridasa Thakura replied, today I shall observe fasting. Why observe?
Well, you'll see. He'll tell you.
I have not finished chanting my regular number of rounds. How then can I eat? I didn't eat as well today, but I'm hungry as a cow, but I cannot eat when Krishna is in my tummy. Sometimes we are becoming so hungry, you have no idea.
Wow.
But one time per day, it's enough with Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
But you have brought Mahaprasada, and how can I neglect it? What a dilemma. Saying this, he offered prayers to the Mahaprasada, took a little portion and ate it. The next day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Haridasa's place and inquired from him, Haridasa, are you well? Haridasa offered his obeisance to the Lord and replied, my body is all right, but my mind and intelligence are not well. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further inquired from Haridasa, can you ascertain what your disease is? Thakura replied, my disease is that I cannot complete my rounds. I think it's important when we are struggle and when the mental, or ego is like controlling us, and when we are truly, sincerely don't want this, and it's like becoming crazy. I believe that I'm sure that it's really important to address it, you know, like, for example, I am jealous, you know, I am jealous. And when you say this, then you are moving this part within you,
Yes,
you know,
yes,
and
yes.
you can talk to this part and why you are jealous? Why is it true? And you ask this part, you know, and you will be revealed. But when you are talking like, you know, everything around, but you not address this, you know. I was very conditioned before. I was very conditioned. I was also jealous. I get blackout, full of attention. I couldn't, you know, and I was shaming and I couldn't talk about this and I was hiding my whole life. But then I started to address it. Okay, this is my position. I'm jealous. I'm ugly. I'm this. I'm this. I'm this. And I tamed those
Tamed.
demons. Yes. Yeah. And they integrated. So he was also on mental. Yes. He was saying, I cannot my rounds. And he said this. He addressed it. Let's see what Lord answer him. So my desires is that I cannot complete my rounds. Now that you have become old, the Lord said, you may reduce the number of rounds you chant daily. You are already liberated, and therefore you need not to follow regulative principles very strictly. Your role is in this incarnation to deliver the people in general. You have sufficiently preached the glories of the holy name in this world. The Lord concluded, now, therefore, please reduce the fixed numbers of times you chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Haridasa Thakura replied, kindly hear my real plea. What is plea?
Prayer. Prayer?
Plea.
Oh, plea.
Plea. What is it?
Plea means petition to you, Lord.
I was born in an inferior family, and my body is most abominable. I always engage in low work. Therefore, I'm the lowest, most condemned of men. I am unseeable and untouchable, but you have accepted me as your servant. This means that you have delivered me from a hellish condition and raised me to the Vaikuntha platform. My dear Lord, you are the fully independent personality of Godhead. You act by your own free will. You cause the whole world to dance and act as you like. My dear Lord, by your mercy, you have made me dance in many ways. For example, I was offered the Shraddha Patra that should have been offered to first-class Brahmachanas. I ate from it even though I was born in a family of meat-eaters. I have one desire for a very long time. I think that quite soon, my Lord, you will bring to a close your pastimes within this material world. I wish that you not show me this closing chapter of your pastimes. Before that time comes, kindly let my body fall down in your presence. I wish to catch your lotus-like feet upon my heart and see your moon-like face. With my tongue, I shall chant your holy name, Sri Krishna Caitanya. This is my desire. Kindly let me give up my body in this way. O most merciful Lord, if by your mercy it is possible, kindly grant my desire. Let this low-born body fall down before you. you can make possible this perfection of all my desires. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, my dear Haridasa, Krishna is so merciful that he must execute whatever you want. But whatever happiness is mine is all due to your association. It is not fitting for you to go away and leave me aside. Catching the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Haridasa Thakura said, my Lord, don't create an illusion. Although I'm so fallen, you must certainly show me this mercy. My Lord, there are many respectable personalities, millions of devotees who are fit to sit on my head. There are all helpful in your pastimes. My Lord, if an insignificant insect like me dies, what is the loss? If an ant dies, where is the loss of the material world? My Lord, you are always affectionate to your devotees. I'm just an imitation devotee. I feel like this. I feel like imitation when I have to work, you know? It's like, this is imposter syndrome, imitation. I'm just an imitation devotee. I'm just an imitation devotee. I am imitation devotee. I am. I want that everybody knows it. I am imitation. I'm not devotee. I'm not Vaishnava. I'm fucking imitation, you know? I'm just naughty girl who triggers some. I'm imitation. Let's be clear. Let's stay like
Yeah,
this.
I like imitation. I like imitation sour cream, imitation yogurt. So why not imitation devotee is also good.
Let's make 6 more minutes. And I really have to go because I'm already late. I have appointment on 6 more minutes. The time flies. I'm just an imitation devotee, but nevertheless, I wish that you fulfill my desire. That is my expectation. Because he had to perform his noon duties. What is noon duties? Noon duties. Sorry. Noon duties.
Noontime duties.
What is it?
Noon, it means 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. Because he had to perform his noon duties, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up to leave. But it was settled that the following day, after he saw Lord Jagannatha, he would return to visit Haridasa Thakura. After embracing him, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left to perform his noon duties and went to the sea to take his bath. The next morning, after visiting the Jagannatha temple, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, accompanied by all his other devotees, came hastily to see Haridasa Thakura. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the other devotees came before Haridasa Thakura, who offered his respects to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the Vaishnavas. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired, my dear Haridasa, what is the news? Haridasa Thakura replied, my Lord, whenever mercy you can bestow upon me. Upon hearing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately began great congregational chanting in the country yard. Vakreshvara Pandita was the chief dancer. Headed by Svarupa Damodara Goswami, all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu surrounded by Haridasa Thakura and began congregational chanting. in front of all the great devotees like Ramananda Raya, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to describe the holy attributes of Haridasa Thakura. As he described the transcendental attributes of Haridasa Thakura, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu seemed to possess 5 mouths, possess 5 mouths. This more he described, the more his great happiness increased. After hearing of the transcendental qualities of Haridasa Thakura, all the devotees present were struck with wonder. They all offered their respectful obeisance to the lotus feet of Haridasa Thakura. Haridasa Thakura made Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sit down in front of him, and then he fixed his eyes like the 2 bumblebees on the lotus face of the Lord. 3 more verses. It's hard to stop. He held the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on his heart and took the dust of the feet of all the devotee present and put it on his head. It's heavy. Excitement. It's make me want to scream and jump and being playful. He began to chant the holy name of Sri Krishna Chaitanya again and again, and as he drank the sweetness of the face of the Lord, tears constantly glide down from his eyes. While chanting the holy name of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, he gave up the air of life and left his body. Wow. Seeing the wonderful death of Haridasa Thakura by his own will, which was just like a great mystic yogis, everyone remembered the passing away of Bhishma. There was a tumultuous noise as they all chanted the holy name Hari, 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 and Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became overwhelmed with ecstatic love. The Lord raised the body of Haridasa Thakura and placed it on his lap. Then he began to dance in the courtyard in the great ecstatic love because of Lord. Because of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic love. Oh, it's heavy. All the devotees were helpless, and in ecstatic love, they also began, to dance and chant congregationally. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced for some time, and then Shvarupa Damodara Goswami informed him of others' rituals for the body of Thakura Haridasa. The body of Haridasa was then raised onto a carrier done resembling an airship and taken to the sea, accompanied by congregational chanting. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced in front of the procession, and Vakreshvara Pandita, along with the other devotees, chanted and danced behind him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bathed the body of Haridasa Thakura in the sea and declared, from this day on, this sea has become a great pilgrimage site. Everyone drank the water that had touched the lotus feet of Haridasa Thakura, and then they smeared remnants of Lord Jagannatha's sandalwood pulp over Haridasa Thakura's body. After a hole was dug in the sand, the body Haridasa Thakura was placed in it. Remnants from Lord Jagannatha, such his silken robe, sandal pulp, foot, and cloth were placed Really, the last 3. Place on the body. 1. All around the body, the devotee performed congregational chanting, and Vakreshvara Pandita danced in jubilation. 2. With his transcendental hands, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally covered the body of Haridasa Thakura with sand, chanting Haribol, Haribol. 3. They covered the body of Haridasa Thakura with sand and then constructed a platform upon the side. The platform was protected all around by fencing. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
opportunity to read.
Wow, wow,
What a great
wow,
reading. Yeah.
wow, wow.
Yeah. I like this singing reading thing. I like
I feel
how
very heavily excitement. It's like,
yeah.
like, you know, like somebody is doing for you, like, and you are like, ah, you have to laugh. I don't know
Yeah.
how it calls. Tangling,
Yeah.
tangling.
Tingling.
I feel it from inside, you know, all over the body, all
Oh,
over the
wow.
body, everywhere.
Wow. Yeah. I like this playfulness coming out of you. This is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm alone at home. That's why I can be
All
myself.
right. Wow. This is amazing. Yeah.
But I really have to go.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
go
go
also,
and
or you stay?
yeah, I think I'm gonna go soon too. I need to move around a little bit, jump around.
So I will listen a few more minutes. I will take my phone with you. Love you. Thank you. Have a nice day. And
Okay, you
see you
too.
later, alligator.
Okay, alligator. See you later. Yeah. Okay, that was great. Let's take a little break. I need to move around a little bit and exercise and eat something, all that jazz. Okay, Hare Krishna, everybody. We'll see you soon.